Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nabil Zuhair bin Muhammad Abdul Shani Al-Had. Together with me is my team member Harith Hasmi. We are going to make an analysis review about a film that has been tasked to our group titled Nefta Football Club. In this Nefta Football Club is basically the summary is story about two siblings who is doing the daily work. They live in the Middle East, somewhere between the Algeria border, and they are living their life poor financial status. So one day, two young men searching for their donkeys, which carrying a bag of drugs. Then these two brothers on the way home, riding a motorcycle, they found the donkey and also the drugs, and they stole the drugs under the older brother's demand. So when they back home, the older brother hid the drugs under the sofa and warned his brother not to tell anyone about what they find. And the next day, the brother went out to meet his friend to make a bargain to sell the drugs. Meanwhile, the little brother quietly sneak out the drugs without his brother knowledge, brought it to his friend to draw a line for the football field for them to play football. So when the brother got home and found out that the drug is nowhere to be found, his friend got mad, and then he looked for his brother. He asked his brother where did he took the drugs. The little brother said he and his friend made the drugs to draw the line for the football field for them to play football. So I want to talk about popular social economy, underground illegal market, and its relation with poverty. So as we know, in this film directed by Vespiat, we can see that the siblings live in an underdeveloped city or region. Somewhere in this, because it is based on the reality of our world, where not most but lots of the Middle East country, the Arabic country, they are still going to development and is left behind compared to first, second, and third world countries, mainly due to the civil war in state, terrorism, and also lots of humanitarian problems. So in this movie, we show that the people, the residents of the city, live in poor, or what we say not so good conditions of life, and so we can assume that they are in a state of poverty. And also we can see that the work that the siblings do is basically they struggle to earn enough money just to eat, to keep living. Basically they struggle. And for often people with a financial problem or people have living a poor life, they do not get the donations or the financial assistance, financial aid, some sort of support, moral support. Basically they put on a very desperate measure by doing illegal things, sort of like human trafficking, arms dealing, robbing, drug smuggling, and so on. And in this short film, it is more focused on the drug smuggling, whereas the two adults that is looking for the donkey are worried because the cargo of drugs got stolen by someone else, and it did. The two brothers really took it, but without the little brother acknowledgement, because the older brother claims it as a detergent. So basically they sold detergent and not drugs. We can understand when people are desperate, they are willing to opt for this illegal act or wrongdoing. Just we can say they want to make a quick cash. We understand that they're trying so hard just to live, and maybe earning more will make them go and buy something better for themselves. We can psychologically understand that no matter how morally raised by your parents are, or how you are ethically educated to do good things and avoid bad things, you really want to do something out of desperation, something that you must do. Maybe it's for your life, it's for your survival, it's for your own safety. Then yes, you maybe got to do the bad things just to save yourself. And in this case, we can say the older brother, he sees it as an opportunity, although it's wrongdoing. He said that he saw this earn him a profit in sort of in monetary way. So he put aside the reason not to do it, and keep doing that, stealing and trying to sell it. What can I say is that if you do something out of desperation and it's not something that you wanted but something you really needed, then it is understandable. It is still wrong, but you can be punished or educate with a lighter opportunity rather than someone who did it out of the demand or desire, because something that you wanted is based on your greediness. You often do it without remorse, or you often do it without any regret. So that kind of wrongdoing have to be severely punished. So in overall, what I'm trying to say is sometimes it's not entirely their fault if people with poor financial status or in poverty state. It is unsurprisingly if they're doing these things. So the message here is that we, as part of the community, we must take action to help them, whether it's some kind of donation or fund support or logistic support, or we report or criticize the government to take actions to help this part of our community so that they will not left behind. So doing illegal thing is still wrong, and we also, as the one who know and witness acts of crime, we must take immediate actions to prevent it and to cut it off from spreading it further into the community. So I believe that all the points or all the reviews that I want to give to you. Now we will go to my partner Haris Azmi for him to explain the other part.
So thank you for Nabil for explaining the introduction and the first point. Now for my second point is we to survive in the corruption world. As you know, corruption is everywhere. Either it is small or big, it doesn't matter. What is wrong is wrong. So what is corruption and how corruption works in this world? We can define corruption as the abuse of entrust power for private gain. By power mean it's the government. Since they have a lot of power, they can control the country such as police, media, money, law, and so on. So what is the effect of the corruption? I mean government on the country and its people. First, let me show this clip.
ادخل
As you
براويتي
can
اسقى
see, the
لعبة
brother
فيها.
know that is a full bag of drug package and can be sold for a lot of money. Even though that is an illegal thing to do, he's still doing it. Why? Because drug can be sold for pretty hefty price. So it's an easy money. From this scene, we can see that the director want to show deep meaning in this short film, which is the shadow. It's normal, but the shadow scene want to show that struggle to survive by making the little brother shadow movement look like he struggle a lot. The meaning behind this scene is people won't see the hard work you do unless they watch you very closely. Some people tend to do everything as long as they can get what they want. For my last point for this analysis is people that make change. I want to show this scene.
الجبال شغل بيه شنو انتم الزوز
This represent how we distribute our money to make a good thing. The drug represent the money, and if we use the money in a wrong way, nothing good will come. For example, look at this scene. This is what happened if government didn't use money for the good thing. People will start fighting for their own gain, and then hatred will start. Now the corruption start to spark. People now will only use their own money or power they have for their own good because there is no more trust. So the conclusion is we know that deep inside our mind there is always a negative thought that will lead us to do something that against law and illegal thing to do. But as human being, we will do anything to achieve something that makes us happy or to survive in this world that being led by corrupt government. We know that not all of them is bad. Some of them are trying hard to identify the corrupt people and want to end the corruption. Certain places already become so poor that their country can even develop. Why is that happen? The answer is corruption. Not just the government, also to their people. We want our friends, neighbor, children, and family to have a good life. So the good way to start is stand up and fight the corruption. Boycott people who support drug trafficking, black market, and then destroy the corruption. I'm sure one day corruption will be gone if we keep fighting, even though the result is so small. Vito Tanzi, May 1998, once said, because of the complexity of the phenomenon, the fight against corruption must be pursued on many fronts. It is a fight that cannot won in a month of or even in a few years. That's all for us, and thank you.